All right, how you doing, everybody? Welcome
Hey, podcast listeners.
back. This is a basic one this time. It's just me and Ethan here.
The dynamic duo.
Oh yeah. But this is episode 105, the Peppered Sausage Podcast. This will kick things off with Ethan talking about this shit that he might have seen at Comic-Con that I didn't see. I'm sure there was something there.
It was pretty interesting. I saw a lot of very interesting cosplays, including Darth Trump.
Darth Trump.
It was a guy in a Donald Trump suit, but he was wearing a Darth Vader mask and had a Donald Trump wig over top of the mask.
Yeah. I saw some of the other ones you were posting up there. I was liking all those people coming up with their own shit, like Badass Peach.
Yeah,
I saw that.
That
with
was post-apocalyptic Peach.
Yeah. Or like, there's like a gigantic Centaurian fucking
It
Deadpool.
was Spartan Deadpool.
Okay. And Tyrannosaurus Rex guy.
Well, there's always a Tyrannosaurus Rex guy
I
now.
don't know.
Ever since those costumes came out, those inflatable T-Rex costumes.
I've never seen one before.
There's like
what the
videos of
fuck?
them all over the internet of people just doing random shit wearing these costumes. Like there's one of a guy riding a motorcycle wearing these costumes. It's like one of these guys, like I think he's on a unicycle at one point. I don't know. But there's a whole bunch of costume because it's so ridiculous looking. To just and it's just easy to just do random stuff while wearing it.
Yeah. No,
I saw this. I saw this one video that was the scene from Jurassic Park where they're seeing the dinosaurs for the first time while they're in the Jeep and they're like getting up and have that amazed look on their face.
Yeah.
And then it just cuts to the guy in the dinosaur suit riding the motorcycle.
Yeah. When I saw the picture, I had to like bring it up full screen to tell it wasn't just some kind of dinosaur thing. I thought it was some kind of Jurassic Park shit going on. They always got to do one of those.
Though, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, there was a group in the costume contest that was dressed up as Hammond from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And then they had a big-ass T-Rex puppet that they brought. They had like someone inside it doing the legs, and then the guy dressed as Hammond just had like a leash that was like moving the head and stuff.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and then I saw Crumb's costume. It was just a wig, and Ron Swanson wearing a Goku wig.
Vegeta wig. Actually, he was wearing the Vegeta shirt too. The one time Vegeta wears casual clothes, he's wearing a pink shirt that says "Bad Man" on the back.
Okay.
And it's from DBZ Bridge. There was a joke about him having a mustache because he's saying Saiyan's hair doesn't change from the day they're born, with the exception of beards and mustaches. And then Goku just pictures him with a mustache.
Okay. I'll give it to him then.
So that was intentional.
He
Mainly
should
because
just going as Ron Swanson.
Mainly-
He looks identical to Ron Swanson.
he thought about doing that last year. He did Flanders last year, but the mustache was mainly for his Mario cosplay this year. He shaved his beard and kept the mustache, and he didn't want to shave the mustache because he's going to another convention next week.
Oh, okay.
But
what the hell conventions he go to?
there's an Anime Next, I believe, in Atlantic City.
Yeah, alright. I was gonna say, what shit do they have in Colorado?
Nah, he's not going back to Colorado next week.
Comics in the mountains.
There's actually, I think, the world's largest comic book store in Colorado.
That's badass.
In it's either in Boulder or Denver, but it's called the Mile High Comic Book Store.
That stuff's always in weird spots. There's like this gigantic record store for death metal and shit, but guess where this is? Randomly in Rhode Island. Random.
Rhode Island, not in like Sweden or somewhere where death metal comes from, or not Sweden, like Norway.
Yeah, Sweden too. That whole area.
All those Norse countries.
Yeah, Skwisgar is Swedish.
Exactly. But let's see, what else was there this weekend? There was there was a guy dressed as Quinn from Jaws, and he had a boat, the minnow, made out of cardboard that he just carried around with him. There was a you probably saw the picture of the drag queen Rita Repulsa.
Yeah.
There was also
That was a dude?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
a dude. There was also a drag queen, Poison Ivy, who had watermelons for boobs.
Oh, these people are funny.
He was in the costume contest, and all the judges were women, and the two hosts were guys, and the judges were all like fawning over, and then they're like, "Stop looking at him like a piece of meat," or I guess piece of fruit at this point.
Oh, that's awesome. Did you have the turtle shell though? I didn't see the turtle shell.
Yeah, you couldn't see it in the one picture, but I had it on. Yeah, it's just a Ninja Turtles shell that I just bought, and I was like, yeah, good enough.
You know what I randomly came across last night, speaking to these people in costumes? Is there going to be a Mortal Kombat movie?
There's been talk of it for a while now.
Because they started, like, posting shit.
Yeah, because they made that web series.
Yeah, it's still that?
Well, then they stopped making it because they got the green light to make a movie. But beyond that, I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, because there was shit going around last night when I was checking for my after Game of Thrones business. Talk to people about that Megan Fox wants to play Katana.
Does she?
Yeah. No. That was all it was really saying. It was all just speculative shit. Like, somebody asked her at some Comic-Con what superhero she would want to play. She was like, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't want to play any fucking superheroes, but maybe Katana or something, that'd be alright. But she called her a villain. And just for the record, Katana's not a villain. Everybody on the internet seems to think so. She's a good guy. She was a villain for, like, when she was brainwashed.
She's a villain for, like, all of 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's not even in the game, she's a villain. No, she is. Mortal Kombat 2. Fair enough. But not after that, ever again. She's the main good guy.
Though, to be fair, in the new Mortal Kombat X, she is a villain again. Because she's dead and brought back evil.
It's true.
Mortal Kombat's weird, guys.
Yeah. What are you going to do about it?
But,
not much, but I got more.
I think I heard something about Tony Jaa playing Liu Kang.
Oh, that would be amazing.
But I'm not sure if that was him saying he wanted to or fan speculation or what. But it would be interesting because Tony Jaa was Liu Kang's stunt double in Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Oh, sweet. The Tony Jaa should just play everything. That dude is ridiculous.
Yeah.
He stopped making movies.
For a while, he started making them again.
His Ong Bak movies. The first one was good, but I don't know what the hell was happening with those sequels. That was some weird shit.
It was because he found enlightenment or something with his Buddhism.
I thought he would have already had that.
Apparently not, but I know he made another movie since then. He made, I think he made a movie with Sylvester Stallone.
What?
Yeah, it was weird. Let me check that. Let's see. What else happened at Comic-Con? I went to a panel with Tom Hiddleston and Chris Hemsworth, the actors who play Loki and Thor, respectively. Yeah. That was pretty funny. Of course, because there's all these rumors going around about Tom Hiddleston being the next James Bond. And he's like, I don't know anything about that. I can't say anything. I don't know. It's news to me. I don't know what you're talking about. Who's James Bond?
Yeah, I mean, the media just wants you to think that it's him and that he's being sly. The real new James Bond is Russell Brand. Everybody knows that. It's coming, people.
That actually would be hilarious. Not gonna lie.
Oh, I'd check it out. James Bond.
I like how I look up Tony Jaa's IMDb, and the 3 things he's known for are the 3 Ong Bak movies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, he was in Furious 7.
He was?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I think he was a bad guy, but I'm not sure.
He must have been. He's Asian.
I haven't seen...
Aren't they always Asian bad guys in those movies?
I haven't seen any of the Fast and Furious movies, so I am not
Good.
sure.
I'm glad I'm not alone. I've never even seen the first one.
Okay, it wasn't Sylvester Stallone he made a movie with. It was fucking Dolph Lundgren. It was called Skin Trade, and it came out in 2014.
The guy who got back into the industry because Always Sunny made jokes about him. That's it. All of a sudden he's in movies again. That was Mac and Charlie's idea. They wanted to reinvigorate his career, and then it really happened. TV is fucking powerful, man.
Though to be fair, it was probably Sylvester Stallone saying, "Hey, come be in this Expendables movie."
Oh, I'm sure.
And then that was like
that happened.
And then he's
after
like,
that, too.
"All right, this is all cool. I guess I can keep doing this still." Again.
Because he was in Expendables too, and that happened still after that joke happened.
He was in Expendables 1, wasn't he?
I didn't think so. I know he's on the fucking poster for 2. I don't think he
I'm
is.
pretty sure he's in the first one.
He's like one of the main guys in the second. I've never seen either of those either, though, to be honest.
Yeah, he's in the first one.
Okay. Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, that was like
Pretty sure he's one of the main guys in the first one too.
Always Sunny.
The only people that are like in some but not in others are Arnold and
Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris and Bruce Willis.
Jason Statham's in all of them?
Yeah, Jason Statham's in all of them. Sylvester Stallone's in all of them. Terry Crews is in all of them. Jet Li's in all of them.
I forgot about Terry Crews. I gotta see these movies. I got them too.
I've only seen the third one.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Antonio Banderas is only in the third one.
Yeah, they were reaching there. They just need new people. Oh, well, I guess, wait. Once Upon a Time in Mexico. That was a movie. Get it.
Zorro as well.
Yeah.
He's done more
Is
action.
that really like, I've never seen that either, but I always kind of thought Zorro was more like a love story than it was like I don't know. Like, I know who Zorro is, but there was big play on the whole Catherine Zeta-Jones thing in there and stuff. Or whoever the hell the
I think that was more. I mean, they kind of played it up in the commercials, and more so in the first movie than in the second movie.
Yeah,
Because I mean, Zorro was always just like this Robin Hood type
yeah.
character from Mexico.
Yeah, it just carves letters into people because it's funny.
Well,
Into their clothes.
a letter.
Yes.
But and then they added the whole, because originally it was always just Zorro was always just Zorro. I forget the character's real name. He had like a Bruce Wayne type persona where he was a rich Spanish aristocrat. But in the movie, Anthony Hopkins plays the original. Is it Anthony Hopkins? It's some older guy. I think it's Anthony Hopkins.
Hannibal.
Plays the original Zorro, and then he trains Antonio Banderas as the new Zorro because he's getting too old.
Oh. Fucking Anthony
And
Hopkins.
Catherine Zeta-Jones plays Anthony Hopkins' daughter.
Oh.
Yes, it is Anthony Hopkins.
There's no way that kind of a beast of a man would be able to make that woman. No way. That's poor casting.
There's a great scene in it where he's teaching Antonio Banderas how to use a sword. And he's like, "Do you even know how to use that?" And Antonio Banderas just says, "Yeah, you stick the pointy end into the other guy." And he's like, "All right, here, let's start some lessons." And he throws him a sword. And he's like, "Aren't you going to take up a sword?" And he just holds up a spoon. And Anthony Hopkins then fights him with a spoon and whoops his ass.
That's amazing. So he says the Arya line, or the Jon Snow line to Arya. That's exactly what he says. That's lesson 1. Sticking with the pointy end.
Yeah, that's what, I thought of that when I heard that on Game of Thrones for the first time. I was like, they totally took that from Mask of Zorro.
Yeah. Somebody did. I don't know. That was like 96. Who knows? Somebody got it from somebody. But I'm sure they weren't the first people to say it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody back in those actual times said some shit like that. Just being funny.
Stick the pointy end to the other guy. Yeah, Zorro was 98. I'm actually surprised, now that I think about it, that you don't see more Zorro cosplays.
He was only big then. Here, at least. I'm sure it's huge in Mexico.
I don't even think he was created by
But think about,
Mexicans.
I mean, like, yeah, there's not a lot of Zorro cosplays. I mean, I don't go to Comic-Con.
I'm more just because it's such an easy cosplay.
Like, why does nobody do James Bond? I don't go, so I don't know if they do. But James Bond's a pretty
James Bond,
famous
I would
fucking
say,
character.
is not done just because it's too simple of a costume. I mean, it's just a
But
bag.
you could
It's
be
just a
James
suit.
Bond, and then you could get, like, Moneypenny, and then fucking Jaws, and then you'd have to have, like, a group of people. But
Yeah,
you could do
you
the
could totally
whole
pull
thing.
that off. I don't know why it's never done like that.
Because Jaws.
But
There
like
you
it's
go.
like you rarely see Lex Luthor cosplays.
Yeah,
because
that's
it's just a
true.
bald guy in a suit.
Nobody does the robot suit?
Every once in a while I'll see one, but not very often because the robot suit is big.
Yeah.
And hard to make. Though I did see there was a Hulkbuster
That's
this
sweet.
year, and it was fucking huge. And I got to he was like putting it on the show floor.
Yeah.
Like, and it took like a half hour to put the whole thing on.
Did
And he had like a crew.
regular costume underneath of it?
I didn't see. By the time I got there, he already had the chest piece on, but he had like a whole crew of people helping him put pieces on and stuff.
Sure. That stuff is crazy. Cosplay.
And the contest was pretty dope too. There was a Transformer DeLorean.
Oh, sweet.
And apparently he, actually I think it was a girl. I couldn't tell because they were in full costume and couldn't see her face and couldn't really hear her either. But I think it was a girl. Said that they got to go and see Michael J. Fox
Yeah.
in like one of those meet and greet things, and Michael J. Fox was so impressed with the costume that he insisted on signing it.
Michael J. Fox. That's what was it like? Just in the form of the robot transformed out of the DeLorean.
Yeah, like it was a robot, but you could see like on the back, like the wing doors were sticking out. The engines, the exhaust engines on the back were coming out of the back of his legs. Stuff like that.
Okay, that is cool.
There was also a crap. I just had it in my head. Oh yeah, there was a R2D2.
I saw that.
You saw the R2D2 one?
R2D2 on steroids. That was pretty cool.
There was a clever one that was Princess Thanos. They had reimagined Thanos from the Avengers as a Disney princess. She won Best Female Villain.
Well, they got some creatives out there.
There was a Darth Vader that was... He said it was inspired by the melted Darth Vader helmet from Force Awakens.
Yeah.
So what he went with was if Anakin had worn the Darth Vader armor to Mustafar and still lost, but he like instead of getting all burned and stuff just on his own, the armor got burned too.
What the hell is Mustafar?
That's the lava planet.
Okay, where they fought.
At the end of Revenge of the Sith.
And Anakin dies from like the stupidest mistake ever,
Yeah.
trying to just jump over something. What the fuck were you trying to do?
You underestimate my power.
What a jackass. Yeah. Jedi's always go down like that though. Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then
Obi-Wan
Anakin.
Kenobi didn't go down like that. Obi-Wan Kenobi went down because he wanted to.
Yeah, he wanted to. Darth Maul didn't, and neither did Anakin. But they all went down stupid. Every one of them. The Emperor, he went down stupid. Every Jedi goes down stupid.
Actually,
Yoda just dies in a bed. That's it for Yoda. Greatest
That's
Jedi.
not really going down. He died of old age.
Yeah.
That means he won life.
Yeah, he won life. He won life, yeah. But like, I don't know, I kind of saw them as samurais. I figured Yoda probably would have wanted to die in battle.
Nah, that's not the Jedi way. The Jedi don't even like battle.
True. But I'm sure the samurai would have been okay with not.
If you're talking dumb
battling, too.
deaths, no dumb death ever gets dumber than Boba Fett.
Yeah. I thought they said now that he wasn't dead.
They haven't officially said. There have been rumors
No.
that they're going to bring him back.
They,
And he was brought back in the books.
They'd make a lot of fucking people happy.
They
I
would.
did know that he was brought back in the books, but I did also know that George Lucas, I think, before he gave it to Disney,
Uh-huh.
said that those books were not canon, or Disney decided that they weren't canon.
Disney decided they weren't canon. George Lucas actually, each of the books had to be approved by George Lucas.
Okay. Yeah, so Disney already said none of that shit's true.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they're not gonna take stuff from it. Like, because in the books, the way he got out was he blew up his jetpack, causing the Sarlacc to vomit him up.
Yeah, what if Snoke was Boba Fett?
That's who.
Yeah. He just
Grand
fucking
Leader
came
Snoke,
back.
or Supreme Leader Snoke, that's the name. There's all this stuff, all these theories about who Snoke is.
I have no fucking idea, but I don't
But,
know. I just rewatched all the Star Wars like 6 months ago, but I still don't know enough to be making claims about who he could be. I have no fucking idea.
The thing is, like, people are like assuming that he has to be someone we already know. Why?
Yeah.
Why does he have to be someone?
Yeah,
we already
well,
know?
they want that.
Same
just
thing
for
with
the
Rey's
payoff.
parents. Everyone's like, "Oh, Rey's parents must be this person or this person." Why do Rey's parents have to be someone we know?
Well, now at this point, they have to be, just because it's been played out so much. They've let it go on too much now. It'd be such a huge disappointment if it was just in the next movie they go, "Oh yeah, by the way, Rey's parents are these two random people." Everybody would fucking get mad about that now. They could have shut it down like in the beginning and been like, "No, this character that we're introducing has no relation to anybody you need to worry about." Nobody would even.
There is a theory based on a possible spoilery leak of the script. So, spoiler alert, big time,
Yeah.
if this turns out to be true. But according to the leak, Rey is actually the new chosen one.
Okay.
And
Like Luke.
no, not like Luke, like Anakin,
Yeah.
where she was conceived by the Force itself.
See, now this is what I mean about not knowing enough about Star Wars, because to me, I took that whole entire thing way different. To me, it was like, and the same thing happens in Game of Thrones, but people argue about this. I feel like Anakin was thought to be the chosen one, but was not really the chosen one. Clearly, because he wound up murdering everybody. The real chosen one was Luke, who came back and stopped it all.
But if you think about it, if you stop and think about it,
Yeah.
Anakin fulfilled his duty. He destroyed the Sith. He's the one who killed Palpatine and then himself.
He also killed the Jedi, too. I guess, yeah.
Technically, the prophecy said he would bring balance to the Force. And correct me if I'm wrong, but an entire thousands of Jedi and 2 Sith are not very balanced.
No.
So the Jedi thought, oh, he was supposed to destroy the Sith because that was their interpretation. But if you really think about it, balance means they're even.
Yeah.
And by killing everyone, he evened the balance.
That's a really good point. I didn't think about it like that. So then what the fuck was Luke? Just a genetic coincidence that just because his dad was the chosen one, then he's just another guy?
Technically, I mean, he's powerful just because his dad was powerful.
Yeah. No. Well, then maybe Star Wars, if that's true, then Star Wars might be okay with disappointing people. 'Cause that's not much to me. Luke, oh yeah, he's just the son of the chosen one. Don't worry about
But
it.
according to this leak, the chosen one, the problem with the chosen one is because of their power, they're also super susceptible to the dark side.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes up as a problem when Rey wants Luke to train her because he's afraid of failing like Obi-Wan did.
Oh,
And then a bunch of stuff fell.
I should have known that. I moved it to the edge.
And apparently, according to this leak, there is a nice little twist on the classic line when Rey accuses Luke of being her father.
Yeah.
And he says, "No, you're my father."
No.
Which that is such a cheesy but like kind of cool line at the same time. I'm not sure if I believe that is a actual line from the script. So there's your.
Why would he say that though?
Because if she's the chosen one, she's the reincarnation of Anakin.
but then she will just kill everybody. And the Force seems pretty balanced right now. There's only a couple of Jedi and a couple of Sith. That's not a big deal. Going by your former Anakin theory, she should just leave shit alone and make sure that people don't murder each other, I guess. Blessing the school, huh? Where the hell did... Okay. I don't want to call it by name on the podcast. Alright, fix the studio. We're good to go again.
I want to get it off the cord so it's a little more balanced there.
Balance in the Force. There we go. Prophesized.
There's also another theory. This one is not backed by a possible leak. So this one is probably not true, but an interesting theory to think about. In that, alright, do you remember in Revenge of the Sith when Palpatine is talking to Anakin about Darth Plagueis?
Yeah.
The Sith who was able to control life with the Force. Now, according to this theory, because all of the Sith's names have something to do with them as a person, as like their personality and stuff, or some aspect of them, Darth Vader, Dark Father. Vader literally means father. Darth Sidious, he's insidious. Darth Maul, he's like angry and all that stuff. Darth Tyrannus, he's a tyrannical. Darth Plagueis implies plague. So the idea is that the way he figured out how, because he said he was able to figure out immortality. And according to this theory, the way he figured out immortality was not by making himself immortal. He made his spirit able to take over other bodies.
Okay.
And therefore, his spirit lives on and is able to keep being the Sith Lord. And the idea was, because all Sith, a apprentice will eventually try to kill its master and take his place as the new master. That's just how the Sith work. So the idea is that when Sidious tried to kill Plagueis, he was able to damage him but not kill him, but he also was damaged himself enough that Plagueis just jumped into his body. And Sidious was, and / Palpatine has been Plagueis this whole time. And that when Vader killed him, he jumped into Vader's body. And that's who Snoke is. Because of
He's just Darth Vader.
He's possessed Darth Vader's corpse, basically.
Why is he a giant hologram?
Well, the Sith always use giant holograms when talking to their apprentices.
Were they always giant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the one that Palpatine used only showed his head, but it was always giant.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, probably just showed his whole body just to give you like that, oh, it was a hologram. But that's based on, because people pointed out that like the scars on Snoke's head are in the same positions as the scars on Anakin's face when he took the Darth Vader helmet off.
Huh? That would make sense.
That one is interesting. I doubt they'll do it though. But who knows? Maybe they will.
Ray.
I'm more excited about allegedly. There's some rumors going around that Ewan McGregor is going to be in the next one as Obi-Wan's ghost.
What? He should. Obi-Wan's famous for being a ghost. Just showing up places.
Because he was technically in Force Awakens. In that,
Is the other guy dead?
Alec Guinness, yeah, he died a while ago.
Oh, alright. Well, they really should just use recordings of that guy.
They did.
I knew they did for that one part.
Yeah. Right.
But I'm thinking, like, why in the fuck would Obi-Wan Kenobi look like Ewan McGregor if his ghost already looked like the other guy instead? His ghost isn't going to reverse age.
I mean, they can just age him to look more like Alec Guinness. They don't have to keep him looking young.
They can try. Yeah, they can just make him look old.
Yeah.
He won't look like that guy, but he will look old. I guess if he's got the goatee and shit, it would be cool.
Yeah.
Uncle Ben!
Why Uncle Ben?
Oh, because I just felt like calling him Uncle Ben. There's always an Uncle Ben. Everybody's got an Uncle Ben. He should have been Uncle Ben. Instead, he was just Kenobi.
He was old Ben Kenobi.
Yeah. But he should have been Uncle Ben, like Spider-Man's Uncle Ben, like Uncle Ben's rice, like every other Uncle Ben that exists. There's a million Uncle Bens. And there's more, too. I know there is. Uncle Ben!
I'm sure. I don't have an Uncle Ben. Do you have an Uncle Ben?
No.
Therefore, your theory is flawed.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm outside of this theory. I'm above those theories.
I have an Uncle David and an Uncle Johnny, and that's about it.
I had an Uncle Johnny, too. And he was crazy.
So is my Uncle Johnny. Speaking of Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
Have you haven't had a chance to see Civil War, right? You didn't really care for it?
No. Didn't feel like watching it. I wait for other people to try and tell me which ones of those are going to be good, and then I'll watch those ones.
Well, Civil War is definitely one of those ones. Just because it's like Civil War might be like the best one yet.
I feel it.
Before I would have said Winter Soldier.
A lot of people say that though. They do
Winter
it every
Soldier
time.
/ Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, and
This
before
one's-
that it was like the Avengers and shit.
Because the Marvel just keeps upping their game and
Yeah.
keep making better ones. It's mainly, I think, it's the Russo brothers. They're the ones who directed Winter Soldier and then this one, and they're going to direct the next Avengers.
Man, why do they have to be Captain America movies though? I really don't like Captain America. I do like this thing where he's all of a sudden a Nazi, but I know there's some kind of game behind it, and it's not going to...
Well, we're going to have to wait and see for that one, because
It's
only
done.
one issue's come out, and all that's happened is he said Hail Hydra.
Yeah, well, he also threw a dude out of
Well,
a
okay, he
plane.
killed the guy
Yeah.
and then said Hail Hydra. We'll see how that pans out.
Everybody's flipping out that he's like...
There's all kinds of extenuating circumstances that people aren't taking into consideration. Like, oh, it must be mind control or all this stuff, and then they said, no, it's not mind control or all this stuff. But two things just happened recently in the comics that could very well have changed something fundamentally. There was the incursion / secret wars where all of the different Marvel universes got smashed into one world
Yeah.
because
Oh yeah, that'll fuck some things
because
up.
because Doctor Doom became God just before all the worlds ended,
Okay.
and it was only able to save pieces of each world and just smash them together to make one world.
So now everybody lives in the same one.
Yeah, everyone that survived the whole thing.
Okay.
And then, so that means there's the regular Spider-Man,
Yeah.
Peter Parker from the original 616 universe, but then there's also Miles Morales, who was Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe.
Okay.
And they're both in this same universe now.
Well, there can only be one Spider-Man.
And that's the thing, they're both just called Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And there's also Gwen Stacy,
Yeah.
in another universe, was Spider-Woman.
Okay.
And she was the one that got bit instead of Peter. And she's in this world now, too.
This is complicating everything. What are they gonna do? Be a Spider-Man gang?
I don't know.
Bunch of Spider-Mans
I
running
think
around?
so far it seems like Peter's letting Miles be the main Spider-Man
Yeah.
while he takes care of his new Parker Industries. Yeah, Peter Parker.
No, he's gotta be Spider-Man.
Peter Parker's rich now.
What the fuck?
He's got
That's weird.
He's got Tony Stark money now.
That's weird. I don't know how I feel about that. That just makes him like every other guy, except Superman. But that's a totally different universe.
But
It's a totally different world.
the thing is, he got this company because Dr. Octopus took over his body for like a year and decided to show that he could be a better Peter Parker and Spider-Man than Peter Parker could. Where Peter Parker could never get his personal life together because he was always being Spider-Man.
What a
Because
dick.
as Spider-Man, he always had to do everything. Dr. Octopus just made like robots to patrol for him and tell him and like alert him for different things and like had levels of alerts. Like, oh, that can get taken care of by the police. I don't need to deal with that. I'm going to stay here and deal with my personal stuff. As opposed to Peter Parker, who would have been like, oh, I got to do everything.
Yeah.
So he was able to not only get Peter to graduate with like 3 different PhDs,
Yeah.
he started Parker Industries.
ridiculous. So Dr. Octopus just helped him out.
Yeah, and then when Peter Parker got his body back, he has Parker Industries now.
Yeah. So does he not hate Dr. Octopus anymore?
I think Dr. Octopus is dead, technically.
What?
Because he was dying, and that's why he transferred his consciousness into Peter's body.
Oh, I just got your message that you're here.
But now someone is after Peter, and it's probably Mephisto. Because somebody hired Deadpool to kill Peter Parker.
All right.
And Deadpool didn't really want to do it because his good buddy Spider-Man was buddies with Peter Parker. He doesn't know that they're the same person.
Oh, man. Deadpool and Spider-Man chilling together. That's just going to be... You're not even going to fight or anything. It's just going to be sarcastic dialogue.
There's a whole book series of it right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Spider-Man, Deadpool. Spider-Man hates Deadpool. But Deadpool calls him his best friend. And it's mostly like he's trying to get like a sense of Peter Parker as a person, and he keeps finding evidence that Peter Parker is an evil mad scientist doing bad experiments. But Spider-Man keeps talking about how great a guy he is, and finally he finds like some kind of lab where a bunch of human testing is going on. There's all these mutilated bodies and stuff. He's like, well, Parker's got to die. So he shows up at Parker's apartment and shoots him in the head.
Oh, shit. So Peter Parker's dead.
But then,
Oh, all right.
Deadpool is currently married to the Queen of Monsters. So they go down to hell to watch Peter Parker's soul get tortured for all eternity. That's their date night. But when Peter Parker's soul doesn't show up in hell, Deadpool's like, I might have made a mistake. So he pulls some strings and gets him brought back to life.
Oh, okay. And now he knows he's Spider-Man.
No, he doesn't. Still doesn't know he's Spider-Man.
What?
Because he wasn't dead long enough for Spider-Man to have been missing.
Yeah. All right. Well, how the fuck does he explain that he's not in hell?
That he just wasn't a bad guy.
Huh?
He wasn't a terrible person like Deadpool thought he was.
Oh, okay.
But
Deadpool
while
called
he was dead, Mephisto was fucking with him,
Okay.
talking about him him being cursed to always be missing something, because Mephisto erased his marriage to Mary Jane from existence.
It's just gotta stop being Spider-Man. I'd let that other guy be Spider-Man too. All these people are just fucking his dad, possessing him all the time.
Yep.
Fucking erasing shit from his life. That's terrible. Killing Aunt May. Is Aunt May still dead or is she back?
No, she's back.
Oh.
I don't think she ever actually died.
Yeah. A hobgoblin blew her up once. Or the Green Goblin, one of them.
I don't think they actually killed her. I think they just sent her to the hospital.
They fucking threw grenades in there. I don't know.
I don't know.
She's pretty strong.
I'm just pretty sure she's still alive.
Yeah, okay. But not Uncle Ben.
Because there was this whole thing, because Spider-Man, during the Civil War in the comics, revealed that he was Spider-Man to the world. And that turned out to be the worst decision of his life.
I'd imagine.
Because not only was he fired from the Daily Planet, or Daily Bugle,
Yeah.
J. Jonah Jameson then sued him
What, for...
for making him look like an idiot, basically.
Yeah, but he also got him shitloads of money. I would have made an argument about that. I would have spun that shit if I was Spider-Man. I'd have been like, look, maybe I made you look stupid, but I also gave you front page stories for like years. Years and years.
But then that also meant all the bad guys were coming after him and his family.
Yeah.
And it just got to be too much, so he had to make a deal with Mephisto to get everyone in the world to forget that he's Spider-Man.
That's the Civil War works out great for Spider-Man.
But the price for the deal was that his marriage to Mary Jane also had to be erased. Even from him.
Crazy Spider-Man.
So something will always be missing in his life, and he'll never know what it is.
What did the villains do in the Civil War?
Most of them just sit back.
That's too... I was wondering, so they're like... They just don't give a fuck about anything that's going on? And nobody's calling for them to have to register.
There's some. I mean, yeah, they're being called too, but they
Yeah.
don't give. They're already criminals. They don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Throw us in jail again? But then, like this whole they start building a prison in the negative zone,
Okay.
and that kind of goes bad. And try using like nanotechnology to control the villains, and like some stuff happened, but mostly they were just relegated to the side.
Yeah.
Like there was this part where the Thunderbolts, which was a team of villains that were controlled by the government,
Like
to
the
work.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, like the Suicide Squad, kind of. Initially, they started off as just a bunch of villains pretending to be heroes, and then bam, it was revealed that they were bad guys the whole time. But then, the government just decided to call their controlled team of villains the Thunderbolts for some reason. Not really sure why. But
because the government's not.
But it had Green Goblin and Venom on it.
Green Goblin.
Yep.
The hell's he doing?
And it made this whole moral dilemma. It's like that's actually what made Punisher want to join Cap's side, because he saw that the Iron Man side was using villains. But then Cap didn't want Punisher because Punisher's crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
Joss Whedon.
just killing mad people.
Yeah. Just hating everybody.
Especially, he was like, they were willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. He helped out on a mission, but then after that mission, they found out that one of the people on Cap's team was a spy, and Punisher just simply took out his gun and shot her right there and then. And Cap's like, "What the fuck?" And then beat the shit out of Punisher, but Punisher like wasn't fighting back at all.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Why aren't you fighting back?" He's like, "I'm not gonna fight you, Cap." Never you.
He was punishing people.
Yeah, exactly.
That is kind of ridiculous, though. Just killing spies like that. What was a spy for? The other side?
Yeah, it was a spy for Tony Stark's side.
Yeah, how bad is that? That's not that big of a deal.
Exactly. Exactly why everyone thought of his reaction as kind of overblowing it.
He's a military man, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He probably...
like in the comics, he's pretty much just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes he's more like sane than others, but like there was a point where the Hood, which is for some reason he's both magical and just a gangster.
Okay.
He like took control of New York City's underworld, took Kingpin's spot,
Kingpin.
and used his magic to literally bring Punisher's family back to life. Like, they weren't zombies, they were there, and they had their own minds and everything. Yeah. And Punisher just killed them.
What?
Punisher killed his own family, saying, "My family was already dead. This isn't them."
That's fucking crazy. Probably blew that guy's mind.
Yeah, they're like,
I
"What
thought
the
this
fuck?"
would work! Ah! Yeah, Punisher probably just has like double PTSD from being in the military.
Quadruple PTSD.
Yeah. He can't be brought back anymore.
There was also that time where he was an agent of God, and he had like angel weapons to hunt down demons. Or the time that he was brought back as a Frankenstein monster called Frankencastle.
Frankencastle. For how long? Or is that just like...
I think that was like a year or two.
Oh, that's awesome. He was a whole character?
Yeah, Frankencastle. He was the monster... Apparently there's a whole city of monsters living underneath New York City. And he was its protector.
What are the monsters doing now?
Nothing. They're just chilling.
Yeah.
Deadpool's wife is their queen now.
Oh, alright. Queen of those monsters.
Yeah.
I didn't ask.
Like werewolves and vampires and all that kind of stuff. It used to be Dracula was the king. But then he was kind of the king, but kind of not. He wasn't officially the king, and he wanted to marry Shikla, the last daughter of the former king. But she had been like in a sarcophagus asleep for like 1,000 years or some shit like that.
Okay.
So Dracula hired Deadpool to go get her for him, and they ended up falling in love on the trip back.
Deadpool. Wacky Deadpool.
And then come to find that her brothers were still alive, but Dracula killed them. So she was like, "Yeah, I'm not marrying you," and married Deadpool instead.
See you, Dracula. So is Deadpool the king of the monsters?
I mean, I guess technically,
That's awesome.
he doesn't really.
King of the monsters.
He doesn't really do anything official. He just kind of uses the resources that she has at her disposal.
Yeah, he would be the king of the monsters.
And she's not always happy with him because he's off helping people more than staying with her.
Is she like a werewolf?
She's a succubus.
Okay, she just looks like a regular chick.
She looks like
Just
a regular.
like a
She's got purple markings on her face, and she can transform into like a big purple demon monster.
Yeah.
Thing. But most of the time, she just looks normal.
No, okay. That's alright.
But that was fun. And then they overthrew Dracula. Dracula tried to feed on Deadpool, but Deadpool's blood is poisonous to vampires. And he ended up like just getting weaker, and he ran off.
Yeah, Deadpool's blood would be poisonous. Isn't he just full of cancer?
Yeah, basically.
It's all over himself. Ultimate cancer.
That was already established. He actually went to he was hired to rescue a guy's wife from vampires, but then it turned out he was actually the payment to get the wife back.
Okay.
Because he would be an unlimited food supply for the vampires. But then when they tried feeding on him, they're like, look.
Super cancer.
Basically. Because
Deadpool. He's lucky he found some demon chick too, because Deadpool's he's a gross looking monster man himself now.
exactly. She thinks she's handsome.
That worked out in the end.
He does have a daughter now.
Deadpool has a daughter.
That he from a previous relationship that he didn't know about.
With who?
I forget her name. She just met her on one of his jobs. They had like a one night stand, and then she ended up getting pregnant because of it, and he didn't know until the mom had been killed by people after him.
Yeah.
And so he had to take her on, and now she lives with a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent friend of his.
Yeah.
Because he can't be a dad.
Yeah.
So the
So S.H.I.E.L.D. likes him? I thought he was like a bad guy.
He's an Avenger now.
He's an Avenger?
Yeah, he's an Avenger now.
That's crazy.
Nobody but Captain America wants him on the team. Captain America's the only one that trusts him.
Why does Captain America trust him?
Because they bonded over being like experiments and stuff. The two of them and Wolverine kind of have a weird bond.
They just got drunk together. I know what it feels like.
Except they can't get drunk. None of them can get drunk.
Oh, that sucks. Then they can't do anything.
And he sees that Deadpool wants to be a good guy.
But he just kills everybody. All the time.
He does it when he's doing official Avengers business. He's restrained when he does that.
Oh, okay.
He's still ridiculous though. Like there was one where because Rogue and Quicksilver are also on the team too with him, and the three of them were on a mission, and they had to be dropped out of a plane, and Deadpool, just without saying anything, just rode a motorcycle off the plane. And they're like, wait a minute, where did he even get that motorcycle? And he didn't even have a parachute. He just wanted to ride the motorcycle off the plane, and then the motorcycle just hit the ground and smashed.
And what? He just can't die?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I would do the same kind of shit if I just
Exactly.
Yeah. It makes sense. That makes sense to me. Yeah, I guess I gotta see this Deadpool movie one day. Still putting that off.
I have it on DVD. I'll bring it over sometime.
Alright. Old Deadpool. I just know secondhand stuff about him.
But interesting thing, actually, at the Comic-Con, I went to this one panel that was a live recording of the Movie Fights podcast.
Yeah.
And they just debate movies.
Was it the thing with Preston and Steve?
Yeah, Preston and Steve were there. And Preston had to debate which was the better movie, which was the better superhero movie for people who don't like superhero movies. And he was arguing that it was Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Better than Watchmen? I thought The Watchmen was pretty good.
Watchmen's pretty good.
Yeah.
But while it's good, I don't think it's necessarily for people who just straight up don't like superhero movies. You're not like a person who just straight up doesn't like superhero movies. You only like a few superhero movies. And because Watchmen, while different than most superhero movies, is still kind of just a superhero movie.
Yeah, it is like 3 hours long.
Deadpool, on the other hand, is more just like a crazy romantic comedy that happens to be a superhero movie.
Okay. A romantic comedy movie. I didn't know that.
And by romantic comedy, I mean there's a scene with a dildo.
Oh, okay. There's a scene with a dildo.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
The end. Okay.
You're gonna have to watch and find out where that dildo comes into play.
I think I could guess, but who knows with that guy? Who knows?
But it was pretty funny. Then
What did the other guy say?
yeah, Steve. Oh, well, the other guy said Winter Soldier,
Okay.
and then they just debated. Preston won though.
Winter Soldier.
But then Steve had to debate which was the better reboot by J.J. Abrams, Star Wars or Star Trek.
Yeah.
And Steve was saying Star Trek because of the fact that J.J. Abrams is not a Star Trek fan.
I thought he didn't really care about Star Wars.
No, he likes Star Wars. He
Okay.
cites Star Wars as one of the things that got him into wanting to make movies.
Okay.
But he never really cared about Star Trek. And so Steve said that was a more Herculean feat.
Maybe. If the shit's already written for you anyway, you just gotta think of a different way to do it. I
And
wish
then
somebody would
the other
give me
guy's
that
argument
instead
was
of
that, yeah, he made a great Star Trek movie by making it more like Star Wars.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Star Trek was really good, but Star Wars, it's way better.
Well, of course.
Yeah, that's way better, especially since they made so many terrible Star Wars movies. I don't know. They made a lot of Star Trek movies too.
They made a lot of terrible Star Trek
Yeah,
movies.
it's true. Star Wars Episode 1 through 3, though, are pretty bad movies. As far as filmmaking goes.
It's because Lucas insisted on directing them all.
He did direct them all?
Yeah, all the prequels. He
Oh, yeah.
only directed A New Hope.
I knew that, yeah.
And then the two he didn't direct were the best ones.
Yeah. No, he's a horrendous director. Whatever that idea was, let's just use this really shitty 3D for the background of every single shot. Most of the background for the entire backgrounds of the whole movie. That's a bad idea. You should never do that. Peter Jackson didn't even do that for Lord of the Rings. He could have. It saved a lot of money, probably, too. Not having to bring fucking, 300 people to New Zealand all the time. But, no. See? And that worked out way better.
Mm-hmm.
It got shitloads of Oscars.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure New Zealand gave him mass amounts of tax breaks and stuff.
Yeah, but any place you go will do that. They'll do that in Philadelphia, New York City.
Oh yeah, but
if you're spending
the
millions
amount
of dollars,
you get is different.
Yeah. Well, he's also from New Zealand.
True.
That's why he would have wanted to do that.
I mean, they put Lord of the Rings stuff on their currency now.
No, it makes sense, man. I'd be pretty proud of that. Those backgrounds look like they could have been 3D animated, some of them, but they're not. New Zealand just looks crazy. That is weird to have Lord of the Rings shit on your money. This is supposed to be serious. What do they have on there? Like Gandalf? That'd be great if there were just Gandalf heads on the coins.
Something like that. I think they got
Gandalf heads. With
Gandalf and Frodo and some other shit.
Are they the ones from the movie? That'd be even
Probably.
cooler.
Probably. I mean,
If I was any of the people from that movie, I'd be moving there to use money that has me on it. I'd be like, no, I was Gandalf. We're living in New Zealand now. We're using Gandalf money. Gandalf money is where it's at. It's got me on there.
would have had like Gollum on it.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. But then nobody could really take too much credit for it. And one guy could be like, oh, I was Gollum. And everybody else could be like, no, I mean, you were like the animation for Gollum. But Gollum he was a drawing in real life. That guy's got being things as himself sometimes.
He is.
I know he is sometimes, but I can't really think of any of it offhand. He's famous for doing it all.
He was in Avengers, Age of Ultron, as Ulysses Claw.
Ulysses Claw.
And then he's going to be in the Black Panther movie also, because Ulysses Claw is a Black Panther bad guy. He was also in. Do you remember that movie, The Prestige?
What, that like?
That was the one with Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman as magicians.
Yeah.
He was Tesla's assistant in that.
Ooh.
He was also in a movie with Sean. Can't remember his name. Wait, no, that's not it. Shaun of the Dead. Can't remember his name. Simon Pegg.
Yeah. What was that?
They were. I never saw it. I'm not entirely sure what they were. They were either grave diggers or grave robbers.
Okay.
Who started digging up bodies and selling them to science.
Genius! Why didn't anybody do that in real life?
They did. It's based on a true story.
Oh. Oh, alright. Yeah, it's a pretty good plan. It's a gross plan. It works out. I can't believe you'd be able to get away with doing some shit like that, though. Even one time for it to become a story. How's nobody going, hey, where'd you guys get this from? You're not just supposed to have dead bodies. Especially if they're not related to you. Tweak. Where did you get that dead body? Tweak. Tweak doesn't know. You're useless as a podcast co-host, Tweak.
For those listening, Tweak is a cat. In case you were wondering who we were yelling at.
You gotta get better at this. Eventually she'll get better at this. So it's got them all on there. Yeah, I would totally live there. And use that money. If I was in that movie. But how can you take money seriously if it has Gollum on it, though? That is crazy.
Got the Queen on one side and Bilbo on the other.
That's great.
I mean, to be fair, at least their money isn't called the loony.
It's a loony.
Like Canada.
Loonies?
The loony.
Those guys are wacky.
I think it's Canada.
Loony. I thought it was just Canada dollars. They should stick with that. We have Canada dollars. Alright, Tweak.
Meow into the microphone.
Alright, that was Tweak. Special guest Tweak.
Special guest.
Ah! You're fine. I didn't even do anything.
Meow.
I'll tell you one thing Tweak didn't do. Is anything interesting that anybody wants to know about on this podcast. Tweak spent her whole life doing the same shit. Sleeping, getting up, meowing, eating, sleeping. That's it.
Pissing on things?
Yeah, she does that sometimes too. Not so much of me though. And in a couple of weeks, we'll see you again for another episode. I'm Chris.
And I'm Ethan.
And until next time, do some stuff.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, there you go.